Hey, Don the Auction Professor. Today I thought I would show you how to actually do some of the marketing that eBay offers. We'll show you how to do a sales and do a broadcast so you can broadcast the sales to the people that happen to follow your store. This is something you can do when you're slow. We'll hop over to the screen first and then we'll discuss some more. But I'm going to go over how to actually do the sales markdowns and the best steps to do it and what to search for and trying to pick the best items to actually put on sale. Stuff that's going to generate you some quick sales to fill in those gaps when you are slow. But here we go over to the screen.
I had some questions on what to do, for summer sales and how to actually do the marketing for it and do the markdowns. So I thought I would show you. I usually look at what my watchers are first. That's the first thing I'll do just to see how many I have. I'll pull up my active list of all my active listings. This is one of my accounts. I have $525,000 worth of merchandise on here, 20,000 different items over just on this account alone. But we'll look by watchers, and we want to look by most watchers, the items with the most watchers. Again, I've got two anchor stores. The other one actually has more value to it and not as many items, but the quantity is higher. And what we'll do is we'll just pick down through here and kind of see some of these items. You see I already have on sale. These are other marketings that I have done. These are other marketings that I've done, markdowns and stuff on some items. I don't mark down everything. You can see there's some better items here, some of the clothing items, expensive jackets and things. Some more clothing I didn't mark down. Some of the smaller items that I've had up for a while are the ones that I'll hit to mark down. But I usually use the watch count to tell what to mark down. So we're going to go to marketing. Here is the marketing page. This is my main marketing section. And from this page, you're going to go to markdown sale. But you can see here it's under marketing. We're going to go to manage my marketing. We're going to do a markdown sale. And then from here, you can create a promotion. And I don't do shipping discounts or order discounts or codeless coupons. I don't do any of that. I try to keep it like a normal store. A lot of people who buy my products may not be up on technology. They may not pay attention to this. They've old timers or whatever the case may be. I like to keep it simple. It's simple is the best. So I use a sale event and markdown. That'll put out a broadcast of the items to the people that subscribe to your store, and then they can see that it's on. And it'll also obviously put the markdown and that it's on sale here in the title section too, underneath it for the price-wise. I'm just going to leave it at 30%. That's usually standard. That's usually what I usually do. I don't do any of this take $10 or any of that other stuff off. I don't do free shipping ever. So you just literally, you can pick the percentage up here. You can adjust it any way you want. 30% sounds fine to me. It's in the mid-range of discounts. And I don't pick like per category because I only want to be very specific on what I'm actually selecting for it. So I won't pick here and create any rules or anything like that. You can create rules that pick, oldest, newest items and things like that and kept off the list. And how soon or how long they've been up. But for us, I'll redo some of my listings and then I'll restart them again. So that changes for, how long an item's up constantly. So I never use that feature. That would be for somebody who never, just does a good till cancel or never does anything to them. That's perfectly fine to do it with this option to create rules using categories. And again, I don't really care to use categories marked on an entire category because most of the stuff that we have up, the majority of it will sell at some point for, a decent price. And I don't want to, give it away anytime soon. But, when the sales are down and you need to get some more income coming in to buy more merchandise, I do the select items. And you can pick 500 items up to 500 to do this. You can sort it any way you want, but what I do, I'll just pick a category, let's say. Let's say I'll pick my store categories to figure it out. And then, let's see here, I'll pick something that I have a whole bunch of. Let me think here. Let's do military. And then all the military items are going to come up in my store for the military items. And that you want to do is then look at the watch count, watchers. That's all that matters. You'll have to hit it twice. Usually it goes from 0 to the top and then top to the bottom when you do it this way. Here's a perfect example. This item I would definitely, I know it's been up for a while. I've had it for a while, so I know it's been here. And it's got 12 watchers. Someone's going to buy it if I put it on sale. It's just a given thing to happen. And you can see some of the other items here. I've already done this too in my military category. I don't mark down, again, everything, but most things I'll give a shot to. 30% once in a while when things are slow. Here's another one that says 3 watchers. Let's mark that one down. And again, I could have filtered this all out so it won't show any of these things in it. Any of the ones that are already marked down, it'll avoid those. And you can actually set it, and I think it's a setting up here. Exclude discounted items right here. So let's just click that off. I don't always do it. Sometimes I like to look. Sometimes I might override some sales. But now all we're looking at is the items that I haven't discounted in my military category in my store. But that's all I'm looking at here. And most of these we can just go ahead and click and mark down. Let's see here. And again, I try not to do if it's got less than 2. If it's just got 1 watcher, I don't usually mess with it. So let's just come up to here where it's got 2. And from this point on, I'm going to mark it everything 30% off. I mean, some of this is just stuff that's really I've got nothing into. Like here's a matchbook. This maybe I got 50 cents or a quarter into. I'm asking $17.50. If I mark down 30% off of that, even if it was $20, I marked down 30%. I'm still getting $14 off of it. So, you just can't go wrong with most of this kind of stuff. These postcards I got $1 into. I'm asking $37.50. Who cares if I give it away for, $20? We're talking huge profits. And these have long since been paid for. These came from the same location at an estate sale of a military collector. I got all the postcards. They were German. They didn't have any literally, it's World War I, so there wasn't any Nazi content or anything really out of the ordinary. They were just plain looking postcards. I've sold a ton of them. I never worry anymore about stuff like that. If I sell it for cheaper, I'm still making a ton of money. So, again, as I said, don't worry so much if you're paying little for the money. If you give it away for a little less than you thought you would get out of it. Prices change. Your title could be off a little bit. The photos might not be as good as someone else's. Your feedback could affect it. I mean, there's dozens and dozens of reasons you could be lacking in sales. But if you've got watchers for the items, which I do on all these items, you're going to do something with them. I'm not going to mark down this one. I just got this one in. So we're going to leave that one here. And so now I've got 21 items. You can pick up to 500. And I'm going to confirm selections. And then we're going to move on. It's going to let you look through them all, give you one last chance. And you can click remove if, say, I didn't want to put one in here. I could remove the fork or I could remove one of the posters. But I think we're just going to go with this. Save and review. And then this is the sales event name. I'm going to title this for YouTube just so I know and I can maybe track these and show you how it worked and how well it went. Include skipped items when they qualify. That's if you set up like a setup for filtering out. I don't mess with that. I start at whatever time it tells me. I'm only going to do it for a week though. Let me pop over here. I'm only going to do it, let's do it up till the 1st. Let's do it for the rest of this month. So it'll run through the 1st of next month. This is a sales event. Let's say 30% off. Select military items for limited time. Let's go back. I didn't know if I was going to fit the A in there, so we've got the room. So there we go. We'll put a apostrophe at the end. It's just throw some pictures. I'm not really worried about that. This is going to send it to somebody, so they'll see this picture here. Save up to 30% off select military items for a limited time, and we're going to launch it. Now this takes a few minutes to actually be active, and then it'll actually roll them out. I think they're a few moments apart. Maybe they do it all at the same time. And again, on here, I've got some that are these still active? Yeah, I've got a few that are still active. They go off in just a few days. I did these for a month, a couple of these. But if you already have one that you know you're okay with, you can always just start it over and sell it again. Let's see here. Here's some movie items. Let me just copy this so I'll show you. I did 40% off on some of these. I've made a ton of money. I buy photos all the time, and I figured let me just clear some stock out. And again, I put real high prices on some of this stuff. I'll show you. You'll see the prices in a minute here. Yeah, most of this stuff isn't much. These I had a ton of already paid for. They're just promotional posters. In fact, I might put those. I don't think I even have those on Amazon yet. And some of these I've had a little while. Again, I made all my money back. These were Spanish lobby cards, true fledged lobby cards, and I sold 4 or 5 of them for a ton of money, so it didn't really matter. Like on these photos here, I've got like 20 cents a piece into these photos, if even that much. And they've all been paid for long ago, and I'm asking 45, so I'm putting it down a 40% discount. I could cut them in half, and I'm still making a ton of money. I can mark them down 75%, and I'm still making a 700% profit minimum. So I mean, it just depends on what you get into these. And I sell these all the time, and I know I've got some price way out of range, and I don't really worry about that. They're going to sell eventually, or I'll mark them down here, mark them down there, sell a few here. I sell a couple of these every single week. Some of the photos in my CBS area, or just in general, my sci-fi lobby carts and stills and stuff. This always sells. Movie-related stuff always sells. And it sells through the summer. A good plus on the movie-related items, they sell overseas. If you're not offering global shipping in some way, shape, or form, you are losing a good chunk of your money, especially for those of you who have summer slowdown and you're worried about summer. And if you're not selling overseas, or at least doing the global shipping program or shipping directly to some countries, you're losing out on money. You could be increasing your sales 30% by doing global if you're not doing global. And another aspect that you might want to look at is not giving postage away for free. Charge for it. It doesn't affect me. And you can look on YouTube and see hundreds of videos where the people say the same thing. Every day I see a new seller that says, I tried it, I don't see any difference, I'm never going back to free shipping. It just isn't worth it. There's a group of people who don't care, and there's a group of people who care about getting free shipping. And the people who don't care is higher, way higher in collectibles, entertainment collectibles, and movie items and stuff like that. It always is, and it always has been. But we're just going to do a quick flip through here. This is just, common stuff that I've had. Some of them I even marked lower when I first listed them up. They might be stills from some oddball show or like documentaries and stuff. But again, I sell a couple of these every single week, all the time, religiously. We're going to just leave these. There's 500 listings here. It's the max on this one. And we're going to save. We're going to leave the title the same. And again, on this one here, it's going to send this out. It's going to have a banner, and it's going to send out a notice because I put because of the option I took. So they will get a notice. I'm going to save everything the same. And again, I'm just going to do this one just to the first of the month. I don't do these too long. Sometimes I do heading into summer just to have a little extra money and funds to afford all the labor that I'm running. Because again, as I said, for the 3 months I have summer, I have got all my employees who have nothing going on for work-wise. They don't have school to worry about. And they'll work a heck of a lot more hours for us, and we'll have a ton of stuff going up. This way, if I mark some stuff down ahead of time, I can get some more funds out of it. And it's something we do every year. I mean, it's on my calendar of things to do, and it fits into our sales for every year for the last 5 years almost that we've been tracking sales. This is how I keep sales up. I list stuff ahead of time to run extra funds to list more items in the summer. And just you blow the labor if you have to. Summer months, if you really want to go through it and do great on and actually increase your sales, this is what we do. I mean, this is how we do it. This has worked for us for the last several years now. We run a ton of stuff up in the summer. Every day we list a bunch of stuff. We sell a bunch of that stuff, which increases our overall sales. And then it also increases the amount of sales for future because we've added more items to our overall inventory. So, every day you do that, every day you're increasing your sales. On average, we do at least $100 a day out of season, out of massive listing the months. We do $100 extra every day we list. It's almost given, sometimes a couple $100. Sometimes even more than that, but very, very, very rarely, if we list, 100 or 200 items a day, do we ever do less than $100 extra, above and beyond what we normally were selling. So if you're listing, 10 days in a row, that's an extra $1,000 if you're getting 100 items up or so each day. It just depends on your labor and how you can handle this and, how much help and practice and all you have. But that's how it works for us. But we'll just take another look back over here. And again, this one here, it's already scheduled to list, and so is the one we just did. And you can see all these other ones here. You can delete them when you're not interested in them anymore. If the item's changed or sold or whatever the case may be. When you do these copy and then do a new one, you're actually starting a whole new sale. So you're starting a whole new sale. So there might be some items that are gone. It'll actually account for that and just show you the ones that obviously are still there. Or if you set it so it overrides sales from other sales, you might be able to add something into a new sale. Let's say I've got something marked down 30% and I want to mark it only down 20%. I can override the prior sale and put it into the new sale, and then boom, it's at the new 20% instead of the 30 it was at. Markets change constantly. So, and again, there's other options you could do. Shipping discount, that could be where you buy 10 items and you get a certain percentage of discount. Order discount, that would be, let's say they ordered $100 and, you know, any orders over, say, $100, you're going to knock $20 off or whatever the case may be. Codeless coupon gives them a chance to get a coupon if they do something or purchase certain items. You can send those out to people, you know, as a marketing ploy. And here's some other areas here. Now, this is advertising. There's a big difference between merchandising and advertising. Advertising you're going to pay for. This is when you promote a listing through eBay, and they'll actually market it and increase your market share on the item. I've run very few. You see hardly anything here. Most of the time, they're not huge differences for us when we do it this way. But with the sales markdown, I've had just as much luck. So if I do markdown sale, I have just as much luck as doing a promoted listing. I know that may not be the case if I'm doing clothing or something like that, because there's so many more people selling the item. You've got competition. So promoted listing you may have to do sale, you know, for sales for clothing or books or some of the more common items. Everybody has pairs of jeans, everybody has shirts and things like that, but not everybody has the collectible aspect of the military collectibles, the old movie and TV show collectibles. Those you don't put on, you know, the promoted listings. I just don't do it. I've done it both ways for the exact same items on many occasions, like the listing that I just copied and pasted with all my movie stills. I've listed many of those as promoted listings too, you know, where I'd donate, well, not donate, but I'd offer to give 20% of the sale or whatever percentage is of the final sale price to eBay for helping me sell it. And the difference is almost nil between me running a managed promotion through myself through a markdown sale, which is what I just showed you, and doing it through eBay, offering to you know, promote it with a certain fee. Let me just show you one real quick. But you can see here's two old ones. This is the only two I ran. It just depends on what season and what time you're doing. I don't do very many of these. You would hit create a promotion. This is if you're selecting bulk, like let's say I just want to do an entire category or my whole store, or select listings individually here. And I almost always would just do individual. Again, it's up to 500 items. And let's say I just wanted to pick one here. Let's just pick this. This has been here a little while. We'll just put one up just for the heck of it. I'd pick an item or items, and then I'd select the ad rate. Pick, say, 18%. The trending rate, people are giving away 5.3% to sell their items. I don't really care about that. We're just doing our own thing on this one. You can set it any way. You can pick the trend rate, but if you're picking the trend rate, everybody's doing the same thing as you. I would go higher than the trend rate no matter what. So let's pick this. We're going to do review. Campaign 3, we're just going to do YouTube mug. I've got many of these. I believe this is a multi-item listing. And then it's launched. That's all there is to it. And they're going to push it up on the sales, the listing. So if somebody's looking for a mug of this type, it's going to show way up on the top of the listing. And then this sheet here will show you how many sold in the whole works. So, but that's really about it. Those are the only two versions of these I use. And I usually don't use the advertising feature of the promoted listing. It's just not worth it. It is helpful that it shows it's promoted. That was a new feature. But again, I don't usually use these features. But what I literally like the best is the Markdown sale. Again, I'll show you where I click. You want to do the sale event in Markdown. It creates a sale event that you can automatically broadcast to all the people who subscribe to your store or brand. And that's the best way to do it. You can look at the coded or codeless coupons and the shipping discounts and the order discounts. Honestly, they honestly are confusing for some of the people that buy collectibles. I don't want to mess with having to look at that either. Just give me a straight flat total on what I'm paying for it, and that's all I care about. And that's what most people care about. The only way I do a codeless coupon or something, it wouldn't be through here. Let's say I messed up an order and I offered them free shipping for another time. I'd give them a code that I have written down. It changes every month so I can tell if it's new, old, or whatever the case may be. And all they'd have to do is give me the item number that it happened to, and then that code, and boom. And then I'll highlight it on my Excel spreadsheet so they won't be able to use that same code again. I'll just change the color or even delete it if that's the case. But most of the time I just change the color. That way I can at least know that it happened and hopefully use that as a judgment to see if it's happened other times, the same kind of issue that may have warranted me to give a codeless coupon. But again, that wouldn't be through eBay. I'd just give them free shipping if they came around. But that's literally about all you need to do for increasing some of your sales. Again, if you're putting it on the sale event in the Markdown, that's your best chance. You're not giving eBay additional fees to pay to promote the item. If it's a decent item, it's still going to sell regardless. And that can help you boost the sales. And I've talked about other things that you can do, like the junk drawer lots. That's going to help your sales through the summer. I can tell you for sure, we always sell them. 75–80% of what we list in the junkyard or the junk drawer lots sells right off the bat, the first shot around. We'll do it for 10-day auctions, and that 10 days, it'll be sold by the end of the 10 days. And if it hasn't, the 20% that may not have sold, I relist it for a hair less, and boom, the next time it's gone. There's some ploys you could do, like start off at 99 cents. I don't usually like to mess with those ploys. I like to put a price in there that I feel comfortable taking. And you could end up only selling for 99 cents. You never know. So, again, that's just a little basics on doing some promotions here.
Well, there you go. That's how you do it. Hopefully that gives you some better ideas, better information on how to actually do those sales and markdowns and what to look for. I'll be addressing some more issues like this too, and helping you through some of the slower times, hopefully with some other options and other ideas. But hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you liked the video. Please hit the like button if you did. Subscribe and tell a friend.